Is it working? Okay, hi guys, and welcome to Disturbed, created by Brad Moore, I think. So this is another free-to-play game on Steam. You know, guys. Whenever I see a free-to-play game, I'm like, all right, let's play it. You know, why the hell not? But actually, it's it's more to that. It's like another choice-based, like choose your own adventure kind of game. And I kind of like those. I like to see this kind of point-and-click adventure games. You know, being continued this genre by how they were by like the Telltale games and by Life is Strange, and even this recent one, the Uncertain or whatever it was called, the one with the robots. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and play this game now. I'm afraid to say, as funny as this is, I was just about to say I haven't played this game before. I have no idea what it is about, but unfortunately, I kind of do because I did play the game yesterday, I think. Yeah, yesterday, and like after like 15 minutes of a fucking blackout, an electrical blackout, power blackout, whatever happened at my apartment block for like an hour, and I lost all the recordings. So it's like, okay, well, shit, now I have to do this again. I already know half of the game, but anyway, we'll try it again. I'll try to do the paths in the game. You'll see that as I choose you, I'll try to do the paths that I haven't done yet, and then I'll go through the paths that I've already done and show you the endings that I've already gotten. Because I already have the achievements, so I know what happens. But anyway, another dull day passes as you struggle to manage your failing farm. Your crops are beginning to wilt, and your cow is sick. So you're just a farmer on a land that is not going very well. For some time, the land has been very quiet. The air has grown thick and foul. Each passing day, you feel more uncertain if things will ever return to what they were before. Perhaps it is up to you. You've made up your mind. You're going to do something about it. As I said, I was recording this game and the fucking power blackout happened right while recording, right during like it has kind of like a small horror element to it, and it happened right through that. I was like, okay, this is like the beginning of a very bad story. Luckily, I'm still alive, and hopefully everything will be fine this time. You stand in front of your humble home, pondering what you should do next. So I tried pretty much everything that was with the go to the crowd, almost everything. You'll see. I'll go into the house first. And you feel a subtle uneasiness as if the growing blight outside has penetrated the walls of your safe haven. From what you see, however, everything is the same as you left it. Perhaps this may be a good time to just lay in bed and wish that your problems will just go away. You fight the notion, but the temptation is still there. So, if I remember correctly, the chest just has a pile of paper and not much valuable. In the journal, we found out that the things were going well. Initially, the co-ops are going with good health. Bethany is also doing quite well, never disappointed with the milk she provides. When things continue to go well, I may be able to invest in more animals. A farmer can only be so social with a cow. There has been an unfortunate day. Someone broke in my shed and stole my things. Some things. I usually don't mind if someone steals a bite to eat from the garden, but to take my equipment, I put a lock on the door and hit the key. Nobody will ever get my stuff into my stuff again. Woke one night to a foul smell I've never come across before. I took a step outside to see what I could find, but I found nothing after searching about the farm. Whatever it is, it must be bad. I should make a trip into the city and see what this is about. All right, let's lie in bed. You lie in your bed and fall asleep to the light sound of wind blowing outside against the grass. Begin to hear whispers and chants, but you can't make anything of it. An image appears before you, a stone, glowing as if it were alive. The chants get louder as your vision grows in more detail. Restore the stone in your hand. As your finger makes contact, a clash of thunder rattles around you. Your clothing and skin start to flake away like dust in the wind. The skin, oof, God. The particles flow into the stones, sapping the life from your body. Feel the pain you have never experienced before, and fear begins to flood over you. Suddenly see yourself lying in bed, never to wake up again. Your adventure ends here. I am your nightmare. Well, that was quite a sudden death, and yeah, this is where the game crashed exactly at that point. So it was quite the kind of thing. So there's nothing that we can do in the house technically. Let's try the shed. Then to open the shed door, but the door won't budge. I remember locking it some time ago, but can't remember what you did with the key. Is there anything? Chest maybe? No. Okay, let's go back outside. Um, let's go to the crops. The path divides the crops you have labored so hard to prosper these past months. Penetrating odor reminds you that your plants are decaying away and time is running short. I haven't went into the pen yet, so we will try and do that. Go into the pen. Oh god, the toxic fume burns your nose as you enter the pen. Your poor cow lies lifeless on the ground. You feel sick to your stomach as you stand there, especially as you stare at the black mushrooms that dot the ground. God damn, they died. Grab a mushroom. You kneel down and grab a mushroom. They begin to rip it out of the ground. A cloud of spores sprays from the mushroom. Your hand begin to burn and melt as you observe them. So your body shrivels up into a dark, moist consistency as the poison spreads. You die eventually after clawing about on the ground. Jesus Christ! Those are some serious shrooms. What the fuck happened to this land? Like everything is just dead or dying or trying to kill you. It's so weird. Like not only that, let's say you can get killed by a bear or by someone else, or maybe you eat something poisonous or something, but you die if you go to sleep. That is just how weird this is. Let's go back into the pen. Inspect the water. Inspect the water looking for anything abnormal. You notice that the water has a dark consistency to it. Dropping a stone into it, black particles from the bottom swirl about like a thunderstorm. Your face shrivels in disgust. Well then, that means that we follow the path. So just for you guys who don't know, we can go into the cave over here. And in the cave, if you continue, you notice that there is a different smell. Sorry if I skip some of the things, but I have already read it like countless time. But you welcome me comparing to the deadly blight found outside. If you go further into the cave and take a next step, a large bear emerges from the darkness. You realize that you have made a terrible mistake, even thinking that something helpful can be in there. And whatever you try, you kind of die. Fighting the bear obviously is not really a bright idea. You can try to run away. The moment you turn to run, the bear roars with a deep growl, shaking the loose stones about the cave. All you can think about is making it back home in one piece. Well, you make it to the trail, then the bear catches up to you with you, tackling you to the ground. You scream in pain as the bear rips you apart. Your adventure ends here. So as I said, everything just, tries to kill you basically. It's so weird. Still, where you could obtain the thing for the shed. Let's go. We can continue down the path. There is a key on the wagon. And you continue on the way. After what felt like an hour or two, you reach a bridge. Nearby the path is a small shack, similar to the house you have on the farm. And the lives here is a kind fellow from what you recall. Maybe he is home. You can inspect the shack, walk towards the structure, knock on the door. At the back of your head, figuring out that the person that lives here is currently occupied, if not elsewhere. You remember picking up a key from the wagon and you use it on the door. The door unlocks. You decide to help yourself in. You really realize something terrible must have taken place here. The room is a wreck, just like the wagon. You are overcome with fear as you think of the man that used to dwell here. You can inspect the book, which is a diary. It's a journal. Reading a passage or two can't help. There is threading went smoothly, thank goodness. What I am thrilled about most about, however, is what one of my buddies mentioned to me at the conclusion of the day. Apparently, there is a pond nearby that has some of the biggest fish in the region. With a good catch, can make enough to move things forward. I was caught off guard when he mentioned that nobody has been able to catch anything from here. I guess your typical fishing rod won't do the trick, but what can be done about it then? Something to be intrigued, I suppose. These couple weeks have been really rough for me. My trading business has gone under and I've lost nearly everything I own. This has pushed me to the extremes, but that can't be held now. I'm leaving this place forever, never to return. The land is dying, and there is nothing but darkness here. Anyone reading this should leave while they can. Can't find a name to give to this man, but regardless of the name, you got chills running down your spine. And you can open the trapdoor with the same key, and down there, you're gonna be surprised at what you find. Looking down the steps leading below, the air attacks your body with a piercing cold. Notice immediately there is a woman chained to the wall. She doesn't seem to notice you as you study her. and surround you as you stay in this awful place. And try to talk to her. Tremble as you try to form words in your mouth. You there, let me out of here. The pressure of such demand makes you freeze. You take a moment to think about the situation before you respond. What got you locked up to begin with? You'll never believe me even if I told you the truth. Something brought you here. Please have mercy on me. And if you do that, it's kind of interesting. You press the win, unlock the shackles that bind her. Arms become free as she moans in pain. Oh, thank you so much. One struggles to regain her strength but starts to stand up on her own. As she gets up, she turns toward you. Very creepy looking face. I will now do you a favor. And I was like preparing over here, like, preparing my hair, everything. And I was like with the smoothest voice over here, like, what kind of favor? What seemed to be the face of a helpless woman disappears as a horrible image manifests itself before you. Feel the chilling grip of bone hands lock onto your arms, energy flees from your body, and you fall to your knees. Feel the essence of your life slip away as everything goes black. It's unfortunate that your journey ends here. The damsel in distress. Ha 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 ha. It's weird because I did that and I didn't get the achievement right away. There are a few endings in which despite the fact that I did them, I didn't get the achievement for them, so that's very weird. But I cannot go into the shed. It's very unusual. Let's continue down the path. Let's not even bother with inspecting the wagon. I guess we can inspect it, but can't do anything. Yeah, so we'll cross the bridge, safely continue down the trail, find a spot under the tree to sit down, getting comfortable. You'll tilt your head back against the tree and gaze into the sky. Just to get the fails out of the way, you can pick at the grass. Get the grass blades in your reach. The ground begins to shake before you can get up. Roots from below sprout from the ground and wrap around your legs. Turn around and see a large, angry face looking back at you. Your jaw dropped in horror. No sound or scream escape your tongue as the tiny grip of the roots squeeze what air is left out of you, from your body. Your adventure ends here, and the achievement is the nature will rise against you. But yeah, it's a cool little game. I kind of like this kind of games. I'm very curious if there's an actual way to like quote unquote beat it or like to survive. It seems that we pretty much die in any way, shape, or form. So the what you should do is to take a nap. Eyes closed and belly begin, you fall asleep in within seconds. As your mind wanders, you see a blurry image. It does emerge as you gaze. You wonder who this might be. A bad feeling then overcomes you. You realize who this is. Try to wake yourself up. Yeah, it is you. It's like how you die if you go to sleep in your own home. Jump to your feet, looking about yourself and your surroundings. All seems well. Can't help but fearful that something bad will happen to you if you stay here. Moving forward seems like the only logical option now. Where the trail splits into two paths, which you should go. Let's go to the left first, just to show you what this is about. You continue down the path for some time, you come to a stop, you notice there is some trail that leads through the grass up toward a nearby hill. If you had not stopped, you probably would have never noticed. Which way should you go? You can continue down the path, and you walk for some time to find an endless field of grass. There is a stone well near the path. You can inspect the stone well. On the evident water at the bottom, there is a coin resting against the wall of the well. If possible, you feel like you should go down and take that coin. Because shiny! Am I right? The edge to the well. There is no possible way you can obtain the coin by reaching with it. With this in mind, turn and climb down along the inner wall of the well. You take a few successful steps down, but your luck runs out. You misplace your foot and you fall. Tumbling about, your body clashes against the stone wall. With a single knock on the head, you lose all consciousness of your accident. With a splash, you fall into the water. Your body sinks effortlessly, and you drown without realizing. Your adventure ends here. At least it's like an almost painless death. But yeah, it's just like that. So I can continue down the path, continue on, cross the bridge, take a nap. So I wish I could. Let's like skip a little bit. Alright, and also if you continue down the path and then continue on over hills of grass and grain, you reach the walls of Aramor. Several times a year you come here to trade goods from the farm. Discover that the plague that has spread to your farm has also spread all the way out here. The path before you is overrun with blight. And you continue across, you come a long way, and you don't desire to turn back now. You march forward into the tainted soil. Before you can realize what happened, you sink completely under the ill soil. Darkness consumes you, and your lungs struggle for air. Your body burns in pain as you suffocate and die. Your adventure ends here. You just like slip into the ground. It's like you get so close and you still die. It's so weird. Follow the path, continue down, continue onwards, cross the bridge, take a nap. Right, so go left, and we haven't checked the trail in the grass. Whoa, following the subtle trail in the grass, you stumble upon what looks like a grave. Finally, something. I'm in the beginning when I checked the shed, and the house was new, and the pen. But once again, we got the new things. So everything apart from the very beginning, I've already played. Now there's actually like blind playthrough. Let's just put it that way. Stumble upon what looks like a grave. Inspect it. I mean, my from what I know, that sword might as well just jump up and slice my throat. The grave. You look at the sword with intrigue. You can touch the sword. A ghostly figure appears before you. You freeze before the apparition. The sword. May I have it? The blade is cursed. I am bound here by the pain of my past. Desire this sword. Free me from it. Slowly motion for the sword. Fool! Only something of a pure essence can free me. A rare hope, like a flower found in the darkness. I've, I'll grab the sword anyway. You reach for the sword. Before you can lay a finger on it, the spirit grabs your arm. Sharp pain flows over your body, and your flesh melts off your bones. Strangers remain fall to the ground. Your adventure ends here. A cursed blade! Great! Oh my god. How does this happen? Like, everything starts fine and understandable. Okay, you can get killed by a bear, let's say, it's fine, okay. Maybe there are some poisonous mushrooms, maybe you can fall into a well. But other than that, most of these things are ridiculous and illogical. Like, this game just wants to kill you. Okay, let's follow the trail in the grass. So if we just back off from the sword, back away from the sword, use the spectre and leave the sword. Figure fades out of view. Can inspect it again. Okay, let's continue on. Press pause to see that there is a lake nearby. The trail continues on to your right. Let's inspect the lake. Probably another place where I will die. Look down into it. Resting on the water is an orb of some sort sitting on the bottom of the lake. There's something strange about it, as if it were calling to you. Well, YOLO, am I right? Dive in! Close your eye and jump into the lake. Open your eyes and see the stone sitting before you. Start to make your way towards it. Oh, hello! Large fish comes into view. You clearly notices you with its mouth stretched open. Try to leave for the surface, but the fish catches up to you. Quickly find yourself helpless before the creatures. How big is that fish? You close your eyes as the giant fish rips your body apart with its teeth. Die in a very painful death. Your adventure ends here. Don't need a fishing permit. Cool. Really funny, dog. Come on, let's fast forward, skip a little bit. Crops, path, continue, cross, nap. Oh my god, it takes so long. Okay, we have a little bit more. The other trail might actually lead to the initial thing. Okay, I accidentally clicked on that, so we will just back away from the sword, continue on, continue down the trail. The faint trail comes to an end. There is a collection of stone pillars down the hill. Beyond the hill is a large field of grass. Inspect the stone pillars. And before large stones arranged in the shape of a circle. In the center is a stone with what appears to be some sort of slot or a hole. Oh yeah, well, something is meant to be placed there. And if you can't do anything, you head back. Weird. What could we place there? I haven't found anything that I could actually use. Explore the field? So we haven't found the key to our shed. We haven't uh the key to our shed. There is this place we can put something, and maybe we can remove the sword under certain conditions. Gazing over a grass field with hills rolling off into the distance. What the fuck? As if a trick upon your eyes, you see a unicorn run across the field. It disappears out of sight before you can do anything. Surely the unique powers of the unicorn can help you with your quest, but there is clearly something wrong. Only there is a way to charm it. Hmm. Okay, well, I guess we'll have to just go back all the way and take it to the right. That's the only way we haven't been yet. Reach the end of the pathway. In the distance is a tower looking over the area. A gate secures passage to the area with a wall around the property. Also of interest, there is a tree that has a hole carved into it. Let's inspect the tree first. There's a tree and notice the hole is big enough to fit your hand into it. No, don't. You see some. Look and see something shiny in the hole, as if it were melting. Uh, Feeling around with your hand, you find three knobs. On the right, one center in the middle, and one to the left. Oh god. Okay, press the knobs. What the shit? Okay. Left knob, middle knob, right knob. Knobs lock into place. Moment, but nothing happens. It must be some sort of combination. Okay. Middle knob. Okay, let's try right knob, left knob. Knobs lock into place. Oh, nothing happens. There must be some sort of combination. And middle knob. Isn't that the right one? Right, left, middle. I'm so confused. Okay. Let's try to go to the gate. There's the gate cautiously. Enter. Okay, standing before the tower, your heart begins to sing. There is no doubt the birthplace of the plague, of the spreading plague. There is a fountain before you with statues on your right and left. Oh my god, a lot of decisions here. Inspect the fountain, inspect the statue to the left and the light. Let's inspect the one to the left. An old statue of an angel that has been consumed by vines or of thorn. The angel is holding a book in one hand and the other with pointing up towards the sky. I feel best to leave the statue alone. Maybe the statues are activated by the things on the tree. Before you stands an old statue that has broken many areas. With one hand, the angel is holding some sort of bell, while with the other hand is hovering over the bell. You notice that there is only two remaining fingers on the angel's other hand. Feel as you should keep your distance, just observe the statue. Okay, let's try the fountain. Dark haze about the fountain. The water is black and the smell burns with every breath. You feel a slight pull towards the fountain as if you were calling for something. Enter the tower, you approach the door. As you reach for the knob, its visible barrier stops you. Must be some sort of magic. Okay. Interesting. There must be something about this tree. Hmm. Now it's locked into place. Wait for a moment, nothing happened, but it must be some sort of combination. Alright, so you press the right combination, like right, left, middle. So it should work now. Enter. Can I enter the tower now? Still nothing. Statues, anything about them? Well then, we finally got to a puzzle and I don't know what to do about it. It's some sort of combination. I don't get what I'm supposed to do. Try to figure this out. Wait just a second. Alright, I'm back to the tree, and by a little bit of like voodoo magic, I think I have figured out that the code is 133. Basically, I just looked it up on the community forums on Steam, but yeah, you hear the rumbling of rocks as the ground starts to shift underneath you. Technically, there aren't that many combinations, so you could have probably figured it out at some point, but yeah, I'm not exactly sure how you could have guessed just based on that, It goes dark and you sink below the surface. A hole above you seals up, trapping you underground. Oh god. Find yourself in no evident way out but the path before you into the darkness. Your only choice is to move forward. See three separate paths within the walls of the cavern. Which one do you think should take? Forward? Step forward into the darkness. Come to a divide. Which one should you go? Fuck me. Left? Subtle echo of rocks shifting before you. Oh, hello. Eye appears before you as it gaze pierces the darkness. Before you can do anything, tentacles burst from the ground and grip your body. Pulls you about, but you resist as much as you can. Not sure what you can do. You continue to resist until you can think of something. Then it begins to grow weak as your strength burns away. So you feel yourself pulled to the ground and you're dragged like a rag doll. It is not long before the creature devours your body, leaving nothing behind. Your adventure ends here. Got roped by a roper. Alright. Oh man, now I have to go all the way. Shit. Okay, well, this shouldn't take too long. I'll be back in a sec. Alright, we are back over here. Let's try and go left or right first. Make your way to the darkness. Come to a split in the path, which one we should go. Well, fuck me, I don't know, right? Maybe? So forward as the way before you comes completely dark. You notice there is a light off in the distance and continue to make your way forward to it. Okay. And you make it into some sort of concrete room, turning around you see a hole in the wall where you came from. Your guess is that it wasn't part of the initial design. Probably not. You turn around and see a door. There being little to nothing in the room, you decide to move on through the doorway. And when I was younger, I kind of sort of made games like this, only that I wrote them on paper and asked people to like, complete them for me. And I say, what you have these choices, what do you do? And they said, well, I will do that. And then, okay, well, you get over here, and you have these three choices. What do you do? It's interesting. It looks like a basement. Turn about to discover that in each direction there is a door, boxes of supplies and debris litter the floor of the corners. Let's do a save. Over here, I feel like this might be important. Corners of the room. You notice that there are several markings on the door and floor, some of which scare you. You got a bad feeling about this place. Inspect the supplies. The dust covered supplies. You find some rope in one of the boxes. It feels strong to the touch and has minimal wear. Decide to take the rope. The door behind you. Walk up the steps. Enter a large room, the air polluted with dust and spiderweb covered the walls and ceilings. Where should you go now? The far door. The door struggles to move, but you enter into what appears to be a spider den. Oh god. Dude, I think you should go away. The air is thick and the room is a mess of web and body parts. You notice that there are a couple of items in the room that could be useful. If nothing else, there's a key on the ground and you will no doubt need it. You can act a large spider falls from above you, and no doubt that it is hungry. As the spider attacks you. Nothing to defend yourself, the spider quickly bites you. You begin to lose feeling all over your body and everything goes black. Your adventure ends here. Some doesn't save you in this story. Ah, right. Okay, well, glad I did this. Let's enter the left door. Others in the room, but none of them interest you. Okay, go back. Middle door. Room full of metal cages before you as a hallway marked with questionable markings. I think the feeling you have about this place, whoever was in these cages, surely did not like it to be locked up. Oh, yeah. Notice that there is an animal in the cage on the left of the room, but from the dark stains on its fur, it is dead. Okay, Kasha walk down the hallway, entering a room with two cell doors. You can't do anything, a large hound leaps in front of you. The beast doesn't look very vicious, but one wrong move can surely be the end of you. And that you're not prepared for a moment like this, you slowly back away towards the other room. You're dismayed the dog follows you every movement. Okay, before you can do anything, the dog leaps forward at you. You don't survive long and die a painful death. Your adventure ends here. Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy? Doggy! Doggy! Let's try right door. Small room. There's a large cauldron in the center of the room with wood resting beneath. There's nothing on the shelves as if someone cleaned this place out. You look into the pot but find nothing in it. Nothing else to see. You exit the room. Um. So let's grab the rope again and go in the. If I go in the left room, do I just go back? Oh yeah, I go back to this. How about if I go right? Okay, and if we go left, huh, left, and it goes back. Interesting, interesting. Left, right, and it gets us back over here. All right, I see, I see. Oh, maybe I can. Can I go back and use the rope? What would I use the rope for? That might be what we can use. But first, let's check things out. Let's go upstairs. Oh, what looks like a private library. There's a passageway before you with books issues on the left and right. Browse the books. Some of them catch your eye. Rituals of the Ancients, Deception of Music, A Forgotten Power. Oh my god, this game is so long! Jesus! I've recorded for so much. The Ancients. Go around until something grabs your attention. Pillars of Stone. Years before current times, there were unique religious practices that revolved the Stonehenge. Say that these stones are lined up in a special way and often organized in a circular pattern. Organizing the stones this way unlocks an ancient power researchers still have trouble understanding. The middle of the circle would be a stone or two for the keystone to rest on. This is the great mystery of this ancient practice. From ancient records, it is written that the energies from surrounding stones channel their power into the keystone. Sorry, because the next page of the book has been torn out. Isn't that just lovely? Deception by music. Marking the section of the book, you turn to it. Charming is not necessarily limited to the instrument, but how the musician goes about playing given instruments. Some are definitely easier to use than others, and for a skill such as these, there are few instruments recommended. A harp is one of these recommended instruments. From vicious dogs to shy unicorns, the soothing voice of the harp can calm the troubled heart. Of course, not all creatures can fall for this simple trick, but it can make the difference between life and death in some situation. So you can use the harp to get the unicorn. No, we just need to find the harp. Reading through the pages, there is one particle that has ink markings all over it. Raw energy is a powerful substance not to be trifled with. It is merely a myth that such energies exist. One does not simply stumble upon a pillar of godly power, even if such fate is yours. Bare hands cannot contain it for the force. It must be bent and channeled into a special crafted vessel to carry it. There have been accounts across time of individuals possessing such power. Though they pass away as sand, their relics of power remain as powerful artifacts that nations around the world would fight for. Let's move forward. Couple more stairs, you pause as you notice a stone carving of a person praying that is attached to the wall. Something odd about it, but you can't put your finger on it. Continue down up the stairs. Strange room with a large globe centered around about the room. Windows that let the light shine through. And a chest resting against the wall to the right. So that there is another passageway like the previous room. Inspect the globe. Craft is made of metal. There is fine detail in the grooves. There are various markings and names scattered across the globe. Takes you a moment, but you find the marking of where you are, Aramor. At least there are some hand-drawn markings within the area, made with black ink. Something close by that has interested the author of these markings. Add to the mystery, there are similar markings on other areas around the globe. Chest? There's a lock fastened to it. No key to unlock the safe, you decide to leave it alone. Damn it! So many mysteries, man! Continue forward. The wall ending your path above the end of the stairway is a hatch. The hatch and pull yourself up. Whoa. Made it to the top of the tower. Before you is a stone of power resting upon an altar of rock. Dark vines have entangled the structure as they were feeding off the energies of the stone. And it begins to tremble as the before the stone, if they feel weaker being up here, as if the stone is sapping away your energy. Destroy the stone? The stone grasp onto it. Ah! You lose sight and feeling immediately as your hands become glued to the stone. Your life is drained from your body, only bones remain to testify your death. Your adventure ends here. You have no power here. Alright, well, I think I made some solid progress of this game. I'm not sure how much there is left of this game, but I've recorded quite a lot and I want to end this episode here. But I am very intrigued by this. I did not expect this, so there can be an actual ending to this game. Just that it's there's way more to go in order to get to that ending. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed watching. If you did, make sure to leave a like, and I will continue this video with part 2, where I'll probably finish it. I'm not exactly certain, but yeah, from that save I think we could do it. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.